Hello, my PC students. Now, this assignment is an Hlookup, which stands for horizontal lookup. Now, what I did is I've already got it ready to go because there's extra things I need to teach you here, so I wanted to have time for it. So I opened up the file called xxmail Hlookup, saved it, and that's where we are here. So first of all, I see a pattern here, so I'm going to grab my fill handle and drag down, and I repeated all the numbers. Now you know how to do that. That's not an issue. Okay, this time it's Hlookup horizontal. Now the same thing applies. We've got labels here only because I put them in here and I'll put them in red so that you can see them. Maybe I'll bold them. Those are labels only, just as this is a label only. Okay, and you don't use it at all, it's just there. But this is the table. Remember when you had vertical lookup, you took the data only. So hold down your shift key and click here, and you're taking the data only. Now this is, actually I should write this in for you. This is row 1. Just before you had columns, right? This is row 2, because remember we are going horizontal. Okay, row 3. All right, but that is not part of the data. That's just, I'm going to make it red just so you know that's teaching only. Okay, now here is our table. Hold down your shift key. Now, as in the vertical lookup, you had the first column was the lookup value. Here, the first row, row 1, the zone numbers is the horizontal lookup. So remember that. That's your horizontal lookup. Then what do you have in row 2? Postage. What do you have in row 3? Sales tax rate. All right. And we left it on the same sheet just so it would make it easier for you to see. But no other reason. It could have been on a separate sheet just as easily. Okay, so now your question says you are to use Hlookup and calculate the postage and the sales tax required depending on the zone to which the package is being shipped. Alright, so first of all we're going to put in, we're going to define your table. So click here, hold down your shift key and click here. Alright, so that's our data. This is the lookup row. This is your data for postage. This is your data for sales tax rate. Click in the name box and you're going to put a T for table, and this will be table postage or whatever you want to call it, but I'll go with postage, or maybe I could have went sales tax. Okay, T sales tax. All right, and so now check it. Click in a blank cell, click on your drop down, T sales tax, and you see that it's selected properly, so you know it's correct. All right, so now let's calculate or find our tax rate first according to the zone. So equals Hlookup, and spell it correctly. Remember, Hlookup. Open your parentheses, and it says what is the lookup value? Well, you know the first row in the column was the zone number, so my lookup value has to be my zone number. There's no choice about that one. Comma, what's my table called? Oh, you forgot. So F3, and you want T sales tax. That's the name of our table, and you see it in red. Okay, and again it's in red just because it's sales tax, meaning you have to pay it out. Okay, and now where is the tax rate? Okay, the row. Note that it says row index number. Which row is the sales tax rate? The sales tax rate is in row 3. So put in a 3, comma, and we want an exact match. It has to be zone 1 or zone 2 or 3, 4, 5, or 6, not 9. So we want false. All right, close your parentheses and press enter. Okay, so now grab down and drag your handle, and there's your sales tax rate. All right, so if you know the sales tax rate, how do you calculate the sales tax? Well, you have to put in equals, and you have to take your price times the tax rate. Okay, and press enter. $4.80. That makes sense. So grab your fill handle and drag down. And so now we've calculated the sales tax for the item listed here. Okay, the postage. You don't know the postage, so equals H lookup, open your parentheses. Now, what's the lookup value? Still the zone number. Why? Because that's the first row in your table. Comma, the table array, what's it called? F3, because you can't remember. Sales tax. Say OK. Comma. Now, where is the answer? I need the postage. The answer is in row 2. So put in a 2, comma. Oh, shucks. I went out. Sorry about that. I pressed enter and I shouldn't have. Press comma. And now my range lookup is false. It has to be an exact match. All right. And my postage is $4. And if you look in zone 1, the postage is $4. All right, grab your fill handle and drag down. So now what's your total sale? Okay, so equals sum, open your parentheses. You had the price of $59, comma. You had the sales tax of $4.80, comma, and the postage of $4. All right, and press enter. And the total came to $68.75. Grab your fill handle and drag down. Okay, we don't want a dollar sign here, so I'm going to double click, and from here down we don't want a dollar sign. And again, accounting format, no the hyphens. We want a dollar sign at the beginning of the columns, but we've got no totals, so we don't need anything further than that. All right, save that, and I think that's all we have to do there. So very easily, when you did your sales tax rate, you said Hlookup and look up the zone. Why? Because that's the first row in your table. And what was the table called? T sales tax. And what row is the sales tax rate in? Row 3. So you put in through row 3 and you said look up an exact value. And that's exactly what you did here, but you said this time you're going to row 2 to get the postage, but everything else is the same. All right, we'll stop there. So I'll save it and we will